Welcome back, everyone. It's time for game number 2 of Keep with me. There's a lot of numbers going on. PCS 3, week 1, day 3. There you go. Right. You might want to
Nailed
write
it.
that down. It's a little
Nailed it.
complicated. Yeah. Nailed it. Thank you. But yeah, so another game on Erangel coming up. We just saw a banger of a match of things to come.
Yeah, it is. And I mean, I talked about this the other day. Dodge was a roster that we were used to seeing stomp lobbies so hard they're running around with DBSs. So it's good to see them come back to put something up because they were completely absent in PCS2 to be brutally honest.
Yeah, actually, if I'm not mistaken, that was one of the worst showings in a grand final that we had seen in North America in the longest time. But new phase, new season, new year, new Dodge. And if they can continue to climb off of those results, I don't actually remember where they were on the leaderboard because I wasn't paying proper attention. But I still think they're on the right side. Let's look at it. In fact, we have time. We have about like 10 seconds left. Still on the right side, unfortunately. 25 points. So that was definitely a really good game for them. Let's hope to see if they can continue to climb up that trajectory.
Yeah.
Yeah, indeed. Anyway, enough about that. Game number 2 is starting away. Enough from us. Let's see how it happens. And once again, plane path is on the okay side of things. It's a little rough for the teams trying to go down to Sosnovka Island, but if you choose that position as your landing spot, well, I think you're just asking for trouble anyway, so they should be used to it. I think if you go to Sosnovka as your drop point, you're a masochist. I think it's official.
I mean, you got to mentally prepare yourself for doing a lot of driving. That's fair. I mean, gas cans look like they're going to opt to some kind of audible. I think technically they don't have an audible for Erangel, but it looks like they're going to drop down to the west coast anyway. And maybe just try and find something in between, I guess, SDK and San Diego Roti. But we do have another one in the mix there, and that is Pros Don't Snake. Now, typically, we wouldn't expect this. Their primary drop spot is actually Mill to Power, but I guess there's been a situation with Tactical 8, and they thought better of it this time around.
Yeah, I was waiting to see if that was supposed to be one of those fights that popped off, but ooh, Lamp, he wants to go for it. He might be timing it perfectly. He's got it. Wooly gets taken out. Wooly. So an instant trade there. Unfortunate beginning for Duel, and then the kill immediately picked up for Dodge. A nice little squish smack. Yeah.
Of all the people it is as well. That's that's a grudge kill right there.
That is actually, because Lampalot was on Duel last PCS2.
Oh my god!
But that's
what
not the only one. That's not the only opportunity for a roadkill, and it's not gonna be a roadkill. It's gonna be Voxley taking it out with the Scar. But still, they surrounded him like sharks to a single fish that wasn't in a school. I don't know if that's something that happens in nature, but let's roll with it. Let's pretend that it does.
Sure, I was going to try and come up with something there, but I couldn't. Sociopath still in the danger zone. Looks like he's hunkered down at the shack, and this is what I was talking about. Obviously, this is the I don't want to say audible drop. This is a reactionary drop, I should say, for Pros Don't Snake, and Sociopath doing what the team name would suggest they don't do.
Oh, please do it. Please do it, Socio. I'll be honest, I forgot that gun was in the game until I saw him. Like, is this a mod?
I will never, ever forget that gun's in the game. Purely, I remember Moody getting absolutely destroyed up at the Yasnaya gas station, Alamo. Do you remember that clip? Who was it from Ronin? Was it Mini Fridge or someone?
It might have been. See, now that you're talking about it, it's kind of coming back to me now that you're mentioning it.
Moody had an AR as well. That was just a golden clip.
Go find that one. Let's put that one back on Reddit. That one needs another lap there on social media. But gas cans, they do pull away, as we saw. Even though Sociopath was there by himself, even if gas cans knew that he dropped there alone, not the best use of resources, I think, to chase down one more individual, because they still need to start looting up and trying to get into this circle. Similar, but there's so much more land in play. It's closer towards the east side, but there are so many more opportunities.
Yeah, indeed. And you see Veritas making early moves out. They're moving before the 4-minute mark. Mime's out of Pachinki already. This is when we'd expect Sonics to make some sort of move up towards Potato. Maybe get some eyes down towards those those dog shacks that look towards apartments. We'll have to wait and see.
Panning over, Veritas also moved out, and they're setting up a separation of their own. I don't often see teams split in the manner that Veritas are doing right now, and I think it's because, well, the two that are up here don't really have the best lines of sight onto the low ground. I could be wrong about that one, though.
Well, I mean, this is an age-old split, the hacker and the yellows.
Yeah? Okay.
I mean, I haven't seen it in a while because it's so easy to punish. You can't really defend the crash onto where Dietrich's is positioned from hacker. But I mean, you can help if somebody crashes onto the west side walls of hacker compound from the yellow. So it's kind of a one-way benefit for them.
Well, let's hope that they have their vehicles ready to bail if there is going to be a push coming in from the west side. Sonics, the team that would potentially be doing that pushing, not going to be pressing too far ahead. They don't want to push their luck too much. They find themselves in a reasonably safe position right now, so might as well wait for the first phase to finish its course. Rarity pushing in. They're coming in from the west side, Gatka-ish area. They've been looting around. Once again, climb on top of a hill. They're inside the circle. They don't have to push any closer towards center, but I think from this position, they might spot out a couple of open areas that they'd want to take instead.
Yeah, good vision from that spot. So gonna have the time to plan out their next move.
Here's the real question. The whole
Go on.
bolt action versus DMR and Deadeye refusing to leave the bolt action go. Do we think that's going to ever affect them in a negative way?
I mean, you've got
so
to
locked into
assume
that.
you've got to assume he uses a bolt because he feels he's better with a bolt.
Sure.
Now, if you just say it's just out of purely being stubborn, then yeah, there's going to be a handful of scenarios you could say, well, if he has a DMR there, they get that kill, or if he has a DMR there, like they wipe that team. But I mean, if he's honestly just saying I'm better with a bolt than I am a DMR, fair play to you. Go nuts.
It also could just be a branding thing. Who knows? Setting yourself up for social media. It's 2020. Everyone, it's all about branding. High school teachers are all about branding.
So you're suggesting he might just be playing for the clips?
Yeah. Possible.
I can believe it.
Aren't we all, in the end of the day, just doing it for the Vine?
Never say that
Recipes.
again.
Say that again.
Never say
All
that
right.
again.
So the Rumblers here being stared down by Fable. And I was looking on the map, and there was a little bit of trouble for the Rumblers trying to push in. I think they took a little bit of damage of teams trying to hold the line against them. And actually, just to the north of this, might be a potential engagement between Illusion and ATC. A bit of a split here by Illusion. ATC, I don't know if they're in a position to truly fully punish. Top Dog, is he trying to cut in front of them? Oh, he is. He absolutely is. He's going to stop on them, though. That's the real question. It doesn't matter because ATC are trying to stop on him.
Yeah, he just got absolutely alphaed off the bridge.
Ooh, a couple of shots from Icy Flex, keeping Norkeys pinned back down. Now ATC, it looks like they don't want this fight. They don't want this smoke, and they're going to be driving away. Luckily for them, there are a number of bridges to take. But they're going to be basically taking one bridge into one team or another bridge into another, because just south of them, of the bridge that they're currently headed towards, is the bridge that has Fabled on the opposite side. I say that Norkey still wants to stay around. I don't know why he hasn't gone yet.
No, maybe just look at it. I mean, there is actually one member, 8 Sharp Shot, going to get knocked from Fabled. Actually, that's south side of the river. I was going to say there is one member still trailing behind ATC to the west. So he could be in a position to punish this.
Yeah, come up.
You see it there, just by the gas station.
Yeah.
Yellow, is it?
Yeah, this is not there anymore. He's pushing down that hill. I think a lot of his attention right now is still on Norkeys. And that does seem to be the case, but if the call is made for him to just continue to push over that hill, he could completely wipe ATC out. Norkeys still trying to deal some damage to the Illusion players on the gas station across the way, but not able to find it. What can ATC do from this situation? They seem to be in a very, very rough spot, totally split out, completely separated, and no real area to really take control with. That makes it a little better. It will force Illusion and Fable, or at least incentivize them to fall away, but that is, of course, if Show doesn't get this easy knock first, go for it. Should be an easy one.
I mean, I think he's waiting for the bike. He's waiting for the bike knock, and then he's going to yoink the two-seater. He should just be shooting him right now, though. I'm going to be honest.
At this point, yeah.
Because if he doesn't get this,
line up that headshot.
I'm calling it now. If he doesn't get this kill, I'm clipping it. I'm atting him in high ground. That's it. That's all I'm saying.
Okay, you heard him, Steel. You have to stay on Show until this fight happens. At some point, Norky's going to get on that bike. At some point, he's going to get on that bike. Come on. I think Show is as frustrated about this. Oh, there it is. There it is. Lines up the headshot. Easy does it. Congratulations, Show. You save yourself from being publicly roasted on high ground and on Twitch. So he's going to get that free kill and fall back away. Don't know why he's not grabbing the bike, as you mentioned, but...
Maybe thinking ATC have got an alternate angle, but AT have actually wrapped north of the bay, so they're going to be getting the hell out of there very, very quickly.
Yeah.
See the transitioning. Fantastic team logo.
It's amazing, yeah. But not fantastic as their early game. They already... Well, no, they only lost one player because I think Sharpshot got revived. But either way, let's pay attention to the rest of the circle. It did medium shift towards the east. Most teams that were inside didn't... Or most teams in the circle didn't have to move too much to get inside phase number 2 outside of a few that we've been watching just recently, just previously.
So, get in the door. Thank you. Oh my god.
Okay.
It's just taken subtle 47 minutes to get inside the ground floor of this building.
You know, sometimes it do be like that.
Sometimes it do.
Did I? Taking a couple of wild shots there. I don't think there was a real reality that the first one was going to land, but you know what?
Right, here's the thing. No, here's the second thing, right? Yep. If your team knows that you run a bolt, why are they leaving you with a 4x? I really want to know if any of them have bigger than a 4. Because that's look, come on, dude. Come on, wow. Dude.
Okay.
Okay, I'm tilted.
Oh man. You see, I would say maybe he feels better with the 4x. I personally do, but I'm also bad at the game. And I can't lead that much. Ooh. Deadeye. Trying to go for the shot. Doesn't quite land it. The gas cans are only pushing further and further up the snake compound. I will say, I am gonna spoil things. BDS are pushing up from the south. You don't quite see them on the minimap just yet, but the gas cans might be taking on attackers from multiple fronts here. But let's look at the full minimap. Hasn't really been any major fights. Most teams have been able to get in relatively easy. You see ATC on the east side. In fact, Illusion coming in from the north. Not too much pressure there from the Rumblers.
I'm just looking elsewhere. Don't really see any points. Anybody really contesting elsewhere on the map? Nobody really overlapping in terms of position. I don't think we're going to see any mad crashes. I mean, for some reason, Honey Badger's driving around on the beach. I don't know what he was considering there. Now, potentially, once this one squeezes in a little bit, might have a little bit of action over on the northeast side. Clueless with a wide old split, holding on to Junkyard and the new compound, but looks like they're going to regroup at the bottom of the hill.
Yeah, I actually didn't realize that was the same team because of how wide they were, but as you mentioned, Junk Compound pulling away, trying to take New. And that's going to give the Comets the opportunity to now take Junk in return, but what do Illusion and Rumblers do on the north side, cut off from any real access into the circle, especially now that Comets have sort of taken position just inside. They're going to run down onto the east where ATC are currently holding in, perhaps attempting to use the high ground of the Prison Hill towards Lumber to find some sort of point of access, but over here, opposite side of things, STK caught between 2 squads. A knock on to Luke. Ayla's going to go for the revive, but Fabled and Sonics could continue to pinch in.
I'm not sure. Luke should be pretty easy res here. Yeah, a little bit of utility invested. Going to cut off the sight lines. Fabled looking like they want to spread wide again, Cam. Really
wide old spread.
Really stretch their legs. Get up the hill.
Always want to stretch before you do a fair bit of hiking. And SCK, they're trying to hike away from this fight. Hella pushing up. Put some pressure, but the revive does come in. Trees blocking lines of sight. but they're pushing into Sonics. Purdy taking a lot of damage.
This
No
is
knock,
bad.
but watch the other pair of Sonics peek out from the east side of Potato Mountain. As you just said, this is very, very bad. 4 shoot to kill. Uncivil trying to wrap in around the side. He key role here of sort of breaking this open onto the Sonics.
Good indeed. Actually, Uncivil going to put a lot of damage onto Tig and whoever else is in that car. They're both at like one shot, right? Kirk going to get re-knocked there. Luke does bleed. So H-Wing going to pick up both of those kill points. And now it looks like Sonics potentially could flip this back in their favor again.
Yeah, the health bars don't look nearly as precarious as they once did on the Sonic side of things, and they know they have SDK trapped against the blue. Grenades coming out, trying to go fishing, so not gonna find it, but they're so deep in the blue, it's gonna play a really big impact. I do see Fabled also still in the blue, unable to find their own pathway in because they have to push through Veritas, who aren't even in the next phase themselves. They're just making sure that they keep anyone and everyone out from this northwestern side, and there is a wrapping rotation from a few surviving members of Fabled. But it's not going to be a good look for them, I don't imagine.
No, look what they're pulling up to. Look what they're pulling up to, Cam.
Yep. It's Illusion lying in wait. They hear the vehicle, and they will take these kills, plural, with open arms. 1, 2. It's going to be the play zone that knocks a few of them.
Yeah. Are they going to get both kill credits? Yeah, they are. Good. Okay.
I think they do, yeah. Okay. It's just Hela remaining for them now. The circle does shift towards the west, which you can imagine on paper would be a little bit of relief for both those teams, Fabled and SDK, but honestly, it's not going to help them survive too much longer because that line is held so harshly by Veritas and SDK. You see, though, they've actually survived a lot longer than I thought they were. I thought they were going to be in a lot of trouble trying to push from the east side. They wrap all the way coming in from the south. I don't want to say completely unpunished. I don't exactly know what their trip fully looked like, what the itinerary was. But they're at max health, all 3 of them. They just need to get a couple of knocks and try and find some of these scraps of positions to play in. PDS currently eyes on to Cherry, who is the first player from Duel in the circle, trying to shepherd in the rest of his squad. But the fact that he's in a shack just shows how limited of playable positions there are in this phase.
Yeah, and again, it's tough because if anybody comes and joins Cherry now, they're just committing to slow play into the end game, right? They don't see any action from there. They can't really make a play from there. Circle dependent, obviously. Sonic's meanwhile pulling down the side of Potato now, trying to close down some of the space in between. Veritas actually just wrapping straight in front of them, actually. Not too much pressure. Again, some difficult shots to make, but as I say that, Michael going to find H-Win. Immediately, the utility comes out from Tiggleton. We try and reset on this. I don't know if Mime is going to... They should be able to, actually. Yeah, first knock, but look who's wrapping behind Cam.
Yeah, that's the big problem here.
They got all the information as well. You can see they got open line of sight onto the back of them.
And now Show is just crawling forward. He's not going to take as long for this one as he did in the previous engagement, the previous kill that he got, but he is going to finish off quickly just the same. That's 4 kills for Illusion right now, and Top Dog needs to get revived, but I don't think anyone else on Illusion is in the position to do so. So I think they might just be giving him up for the Wolves, and they're going to continue this push. Another player found, another enemy found, but Show's not going to be able to find his mark this time around, and he's scared of the push from the top.
Oh!
That's a good one.
It's actually Michael. Sorry, Michael find that one with the Mini 14 from distance, but got to be careful now because of the 2 members of Sonics that were uphill. The utility sent down towards the smoke, so should be able to reset and get this res. Top Dog does bleed. D-Treats? What do you... Okay. D-Treats pulling a thriller right through the middle of that smoke. Waltz on through.
That's a good one. Okay, but Illusion, they were able to reset. It was a brazen revive, not even behind cover, and hardly in smoke. In fact, I think there was a shoe and perhaps a wallet hanging out the side of that Sonics could have peeked over. So thankfully, D-Treats came swinging through and distracted them just long enough.
That was perfect.
Oh, but there it is. There's the peak. 1 down, and yeah,
I mean,
they only have 1 rock to play with.
They're all dead now.
Basically,
nades?
is what it comes down
Any
to.
nades on H-Win, no nades. I don't know if Mime has anything. Nope. They should be able to swing wide on this. They're going to have a wide open angle. Mime actually staring right at them, but not reacting. H-Win going to find one. The trade is good, though. Actually, it's Hambino, sorry, over the top. Hambino will confirm H-Win. Sonic's making a real meal of this, to be honest.
I guess that was the reason why Sonics have tried to play this safe and slow, is because of the pressure of Clueless as well as Veritas. And actually, Sonics are the ones that get eliminated. Illusion are still standing as 3. They just lied on their bellies and allowed Clueless to do all of the work. But now they have their own work set up in front of them because the circle pulls away from them once again. And it's Veritas, of course, the 2 remaining players. Not as strong as they were previously, but they are continuing to hold that line of scrimmage, trying to be the bouncers, not letting them get inside. All right.
Nick getting absolutely... I mean, he headshot Show and then just got dumped on, but... Sharu will find Free Me Please, so that's down to just one member over there, lurking on the edge.
Is there time to get for the revive? Because the blue is closing in.
Yeah, they got this.
I think so.
No. Okay, they haven't. I thought he was sticking it. When we moved cameras there, I thought he was sticking it, but...
Yeah, there might have been a little bit of a coin flip decision for him. We did see ATC get removed. Duel are also eliminated? Yeah, they're also eliminated. Not after dealing some pretty big damage to Elusive, however, who I think, I'm looking on the map, they're getting torn to shreds by both Prozode Snake and San Diego Rarity. But there he goes, Show, trying to push on through. And Civ, by the way, SDK, still alive. It is only Civil remaining, taking the SDK banner further in this game, because that he's going to let Icy Flex continue to drive past. Doesn't want to take the fight, doesn't want to reveal himself. But the push from Clueless comes on through. 4 kills and 4 remaining. It's a lot more scrappier of an engagement. A couple of wounded teams. Hambino's trying to find the head of Keenan. NHS is going to be the one that's found, though.
Oh, that's it. Yeah, right through. Hambino landed a couple there. A knock. Coming through. Clueless did reset. Obviously, we know Nick got back on his feet, so still 4 strong. Decent position now. They're controlling pretty much the entirety of the north side of this dirt road.
Duel aren't letting them get away with it for free. Fair bit of damage coming out from Adam, but no knock. It's going to give Shrew the opportunity to revive. Who is that bleeding out? It's NHS. They still haven't started the revive onto him, and the blue is starting to overtake him. They could lose their first member of the match. And here comes the push from Dodge as well. Yep, the blue is going to deal the final point of damage. That's going to be a 3 versus 4 on this push by Dodge. Civ finds Keenan, takes him out in the vehicle, puts him up into 8th position. So SDK are starting to climb up in placement points now. But here is a pretty big fight that's about to pop off. I'd imagine that whoever wins this has a decent chance of winning the entire game, just considering where they are in the circle. And Hambino getting knocked, only going to make it harder for Clueless.
And not really well poised to deal with this. Again, it's a wide angle for Dodge to head peek that ridge. Actually, Sharu going to come up close and challenge for this. I'm going to find the first, but we'll get it on the second spray. He's got a little bit of a reload here. 3-man of Dodge. It's going to be difficult for Sharu to do anything from this situation. He's actually potentially going to find a second, but no, Lampalot in the drop shot. Greg Shot would be proud of that one.
I think, as you mentioned, he needed a reload because I think he might have reached the end of his magazine. Or is it the clip? I don't remember. I know army nerds are, and then gun nerds are super pretentious about what's a magazine and what's a clip. But either way, the end of his bullets. The bullet thing. Had to reload there, and Dodge 4 up. Good high ground spot. If they don't get punished too much while they continue to push forward, I think they could get a good modicum of control.
Wow. Detonator, dude. What has he had for breakfast today? That's the second time he's just looking absolutely cracked right now.
Yeah. 7 kills for Elusive right now.
5 kills on him.
Yeah. It's actually looking very, very strong. Very, very good. Fizzle trying to open something up on the north side. Not able to find the shots. And they're in the circle, I think, but just barely. And the pressure from Adam forces him back behind that rock. Destinator is trying to put his attention that way as well. But the peaks aren't coming their way. And Dodge have a lot more of that ridge to play around with than Elusive do. But here on the south side, It's a fight for what remains of the Snake compound. The gas can's up close and personal. Oldless, he so badly wants to rush in, but the support's not there to give him that opportunity just yet. Shots from the high ground.
Oh, no.
It was a smoke. Didn't make it in. It's fine.
I don't know how they're going to be able to coordinate. I mean, pushing a prio building on the best of scenarios is not easy when it's 4 stacked up in there. Even though they're split, I mean, right now, whoever this is on the ground floor, they're kind of leaving them out to dry. Deadeye will find Oldless at the front door, and that's pretty much the opening they want. The molly comes through. Is it gonna spread? Okay,
Not
so
quite.
they're gonna be able to reset, get this.
Close, though. I think that health bar on Oldless was very, very low, if not almost non-existent. And another knock is going to come out. A good grenade from Deadeye. Doesn't do a lot of damage to Voxic. He's going to peek, and he finds the first, but immediate re-peek there by Subtle is going to stop things before they get too out of control. And now it is just Niku's remaining, trying to put support from the back end, but unable to really find the angles needed. And SDR have 5 kills right now, still 3 up.
Oh.
Should revive and get the 4th.
They gave him the 8x. Look at that.
Oh, hey. I guess they heard you.
That's kind of sus. That's kind of sus.
A little bit, man. Don't stream snipe. Nico's now rotating around, trying to find some place, but he's just driving directly into Uncivil. This could be the second car vehicle kill for Uncivil of the game.
No.
He's able to find it. Not the vehicle explosion, of course, but he finds another kill. That's 3 for SDK, and in 5th place. That is significantly more points than I would have guessed for them from what we saw at the very, very beginning. This is a salvage game.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, this one is for sure. I mean, Dodge poised to win this one, you got to think.
Yeah.
This is one of those circles that's literally just decided by the high ground, to be honest.
I think they'll be quite happy with that, considering what happened to them in the last game. If they do win this, though, it's second and a first in a row. Of course, they got to have to put up the numbers first. And Rarity, they're trying to find some place to go, but there is just nowhere for them to stand comfortably. Uncivil brazenly taking this fight.
Wow.
That's guts. As the last member remaining, just be hard peeking like that. He is so greedy for these points and might just get them. Innate trying to hide behind that tree and get the revive. Uncivil unable to find that angle. But still, that's 4 for him, and it's only climbing further and further up. Spotted by Dodge. A little
That's
hairy
a shame.
now.
That's a shame he doesn't get both of those kill points. I mean, he potentially... I mean, he's the guy in the...
Oh!
I was going to say,
Alright,
he's potentially
okay.
the guy in the position to clean up all of SDR, because it doesn't look like Dodge are in any sort of urgency about them to deal with Uncivil. Acro going to get knocked as well, so potentially down to Innate. Yes, he will bleed because that's his 18th knock. Innate now just got a tree and nothing else.
A lot of cover. He is more worried about Dodge than he is about Civil, which, to be fair, 4 players versus 1. The odds definitely work out in that favor. But Dodge, though, again, I'm going to say it, there's no way that they lose this unless it's an absolute throw, and it's got to be an intentional one at that point because it's all 4 of them versus 3 solos. Those 3 solos are going to be fighting for kills amongst themselves. Still Uncivil, being a scrappy little dude. Not quite dying just yet. A little bit of damage. Uncivil finds an 8.
Well,
That's another one for STK. How is he getting away with this?
it's crazy. I mean, yeah, you can't sit in that one for long, but gonna just deny. But just fantastic salvage game there from, I mean, Uncivil in particular. Obviously, last man standing for, 3 circles. But Dodge do pick that one up as expected from that position. 10 kills and the chicken dinner. Called it out a little bit earlier. Maybe they heard us as well, Cammy.
No, and it's all on that fight against Clueless, getting those first couple of knocks. And just going back to that fight, Clueless did, I'm going to say, they still looked a little unsure and a little lost in that engagement. There was NHS still crawling in. The teammate back up with them, wasn't sure if they want to go for the revive or not, and just unable to find their footing. Dodge push, take total advantage of the confusion, and then basically just hold on to the win from there. Don't get as many kills as Veritas did. A lot of the fighting happened on the extremities that they weren't able to be taking apart. And but again, two great games in a row from Dodge, putting themselves in a really good position to continue to climb higher up on the leaderboard.
Yeah, it is. And to be honest, I mean, if they can keep playing like that, like that's something that a lot of these middling teams aren't capable of demonstrating. They're not capable of showing that kind of mid-game decisiveness where they just fully commit to a push. And I mean, we saw it earlier. I can't remember what it was. The two knocks. It was Dirty's in. I think as soon as obviously the push came in from gas cans, he was like gone. He was like, "Yep, see you later." Do you know what I mean? Like having that decisiveness is something that can be such a huge factor in what is effectively like the second stage of an open qualifier lobby with the 2014 format. So, really good stuff from Dodge. I'm hoping they can carry this on.
Yeah, well, we'll see. We do still have 3 games left. Before that, though, we're going to go to a short break while we get that set up. One more game of Erangel before we go over to the final 2 on Miramar. So once again, more PUBG. Don't go anywhere. As the Brits, like the one next to me, like to say, on Milta Peninsula. And yeah, here's the full match leaderboard coming out from that one. 22 points from Veritas. And they've just been farming crops, farming heads, farming points from their position on the side of that hill. Full on 22 points for them. That more than doubles their entire point grab from their first day of play.
Well, yeah, I mean they go from what 21st, 20th, or whatever they were in before to dare I say top 8? No, maybe not, but it's a big win. They've doubled up. You're right.
Let's see where they are right now. Not quite, but
10th.
10th. That's pretty close. That was pretty close. It's actually the gas cans who climbed themselves up to 8th place with that 8-point grab themselves. Houston Hardships and Zenith still holding down the top 2 position, but since they are not playing today, this gives STK, Sonics, and T8, who all did somewhat good work. A little bit mixed bag across the board, but none of them went out with 0 points. But it gives them an opportunity to continue to climb up and potentially take that first place position away from them.
Yeah, and I mean, even though Shoot to Kill did go out, they netted 7 kills. So similar situation as
Yep.
the gas cans, damage control, damage limitation, whatever you want to call it. I wouldn't even call it a salvage game really because they did the work early on. So that's good as well, and it's some indication of the form SDK are in right now. They look fantastic yesterday as well.
That's really little I can see. Duel, they climbed a little bit up as well. I'm only referencing them because we called them out in the very beginning of the show. Kills and damage, pretty good. I'm not surprised to see Gascans, despite going out in 14th, being at the top there just because of how much work they put forward, and especially Honey Badger, both in kills and in damage. Really, really giving it, especially to that second team that they climbed over there, which I believe was Prozone Snake. I think that was
Yes,
them.
I believe so. Yeah, Michael as well, topping the damage and I guess feeding Dietrich and Keenan by the looks of things because they were the ones that were to reap the reward of his damage.
Yeah. Zealot, Adam, Shrimsy, also involved the entire time. Good to see Adam up there once again, actually, because if I'm not mistaken, his previous tenure on Illusion last phase wasn't anything to necessarily write home about. And Dodge was a team that made a huge roster change coming into this season, coming into this phase, and so for them to start off pretty all right in the very beginning is definitely a good sign